The Stefano ndrina, or the Stefano family or Stefano Tegeno family, is one of the most powerful clans of the ndrina, a criminal and mafia-type organization in Calabria, Italy. The ndrina hailed from the Arci neighborhood in Reggio Calabria. Several of its members were included in the list of most wanted fugitives in Italy. According to prosecutor Salvatore Bomi, the Stefanos are the representation of the manager criminal controlling a crime multinational with joint ventures with Raffaele Cutolo from the Camorra and Nito Santapaola and Francesco Ferrera from Cosa Nostra and Catania. Origins: the Stefano brothers, Paolo, Giovanni, Giorgio and Orazio would come to prominence as members of the ndrina clan of Domenico Tripodi, the old boss Capobastone of Reggio Calabria, who had acquired considerable financial resources through tobacco smuggling. Within 2 years, as a result of the First ndrina War in 1974-1976, they moved from being simple ndranghetisti to being the new lords of Reggio Calabria. Before that time the clan had not been very prominent, according to the Pentito Giacomo Lauro, who held important positions in the Reggio Calabria clans. In 1970, the Stefanos were nobody. They were nobody. The Stefano brothers became the owners of Reggio Calabria after the war, the first mafia war. I do not want to swear, but who the fuck were the Stefanos in the 1970s? They had killed a certain Sergi for 4 oxen, for a fraud of 4 oxen in Modena. These were the Stefanos. They committed petty fraud for 4 cows. Then with cigarettes. Rise to power: Tripodi was a traditional ndrangheta boss who opposed to new developments in the organization as well as the formation of the Santa, a secret society within the ndrangheta established in the early 1970s to maximize the power and invisibility of the most important bosses. The members were eager to modify the traditional rules of the ndrangheta in order to enter the public work market and start illegal activities such as drug trafficking, which were prohibited by the traditional code but promised to be very profitable. Through the membership of covert Masonic lodges, the ndrangheta bosses were able to contact law enforcement authorities, judges and politicians that were necessary to access to public work contracts. The Stefanos, however, were more modern and the differences led to conflicts. Paolo Di Stefano became a member of La Santa and the Di Stefanos won a monopoly of construction work in northern Reggio Calabria, moving the rival Tripodi group out of the market of public work contracts with the support of the Piromali and Mamaliti ndrina. They also robbed a shipment of smuggled tobacco belonging to Tripodi. First ndrangheta War. These innovations and the institution of La Santa were opposed by the more traditionalist chiefs like Tripodi and Antonio Macri. Only at the end of the so-called First ndrangheta War, which took place in 1974-76 and led to the deaths of Macri and Tripodi as well as the rise of the Piromali, ndrina and the Di Stefano brothers as the new leaders of the Reggio Calabria ndrina, was the new institution fully recognized. The war started with an attack on the brothers Giorgio, Paolo and Giovanni Di Stefano in the Roof Gardens bar in Reggio Calabria in November 1974, ordered by Tripodi. Giovanni was killed while the eldest of the brothers, and the boss of the clan, Giorgio, was wounded. Tripodi was arrested in February 1975 and incarcerated in the Poggio Reale prison in Naples. He was killed with the help of Camorra boss Raffaele Cutolo, the boss of the Nuova Camorra Organizzata, NCO, who worked with the Di Stefanos in drug trafficking. Political connections. The Di Stefano brothers had connections with the political right in all its political expressions. That is, from the official party, the Movimento Sociale Italiano, MSI, up to the extra-parliamentary movements, and actively supported them in the organization of the revolt that took place in Reggio Calabria in 1970 against making Catanzaro the regional capital. They also supported Prince Giulio Valerio Borghese and his plans for a neo-fascist coup. The so-called Golpe Borghese fizzled out in the night of December 8, 1970, however. The Stefanos entered in a Masonic lodge in order to better take care of business and political interests. The lawyer Giorgio De Stefano, a cousin of the boss Paolo, was elected for the Christian Democrat Party (DC) Democrazia Cristiana in the City Council of Reggio Calabria for many years, and Paolo Romeo, a member of parliament for the Italian Social Democratic Party, Partito Socialista Democratico Italiano, PSDI, for several legislatures. They were also close to Lodovico Ligato, a Christian Democrat politician from Reggio Calabria and the former head of the Italian State Railways. He was killed by rival ndrina groups in August 1989 in a dispute about bribes over public contracts. Business interests. When in 1974 businesses involved in the expansion of the port and steelworks in Gioia offered a 3% kickback to be left in peace. The three leading ndrina families at the time, Antonio Macri, the Piromali brothers and the De Stefano brothers, rejected the offer and wanted to be subcontracted on work carried in order to control the project. The ndrina exploited the construction of the steelworks until the project was abandoned when the government decided there was no economic base for it. In 1977, disagreements about business interests emerged between Piromali and the De Stefano clan. A hit squad headed by Giuseppe "Pep" Piromali killed Giorgio De Stefano. Some 1,000 people were killed in clan wars over the construction contracts. Paolo took over the leadership of the clan. In the 1980s, the De Stefano brothers controlled virtually the entire wholesale meat market of Reggio Calabria. They forced butchers and supermarkets, through intimidation and threats, to buy meat from their companies. Second ndrina War. A second ndrina war was triggered by the marriage between Giuseppina Condello, the sister of the Condello brothers, underbosses of De Stefano, and Antonio Imerti, the leader of a neighboring ndrina in Villa San Giovanni. The conflict exploded in 1985, 2 years after the marriage, and saw practically all the ndrina in the city of Reggio Calabria grouped into either one of two opposing factions. De Stefano had become fearful of the new alliance that might challenge his power base. A failed attempt on Antonio Imerti triggered the murder of Paolo De Stefano on October 13, 1985. The De Stefano clan prepared itself for the fight through another marriage between Orazio De Stefano, Paolo's younger brother, and Antonietta Bienster, niece of the old boss Giovanni Tegeno. Celebrated on December 2, 1985, the wedding sealed the alliance between the De Stefanos and the powerful Tegeno clan. The bloody 6-year war between the Condello Imerti clan and De Stefano allied with the Tegeno clan left 621 deaths. According to the sociologist Pino Arlacchi, the background of the war was the attempt of the De Stefano brothers to turn their accumulated wealth and power to account by claiming contracts for the Gioia port. The resulting clash with the Piromali ndrina, whose monopoly this was, half destroyed the De Stefano Cosqua and left the clan leader, Paolo De Stefano, dead. Succession. Paolo's brother Orazio De Stefano and his cousin, the lawyer Giorgio De Stefano, took over the leadership of the clan. Both were seen as the main mentor of the Pax Mafiosa that ended the Second ndrina War. The different clans divvied up the different extortion rackets over commercial activities in Reggio Calabria and managed to keep the peace among each other. The lawyer Giorgio De Stefano, considered to be the brainpower of the clan, was arrested on July 1, 1996. He maintained contacts with mafiosi from Sicily and Campania, in particular Leo Luca Bagarella, Raffaele Cutolo, and Nito Santapaola. From his law office in Rome, he also had contacts with the Banda della Magliana. Orazio was arrested on February 22, 2004. Subsequently, Paolo's son Giuseppe De Stefano became the boss. He was arrested in December 2008. His brother Carmine De Stefano had been arrested in December 2001. The next in line was Paolo Rosario De Stefano, a son of Giorgio. He was arrested on August 18, 2009. According to investigators, the lawyer Giorgio De Stefano represents the brains of the De Stefano clan, able to elaborate alliances and strategies with a typically managerial approach, identifying the most lucrative criminal activities to be implemented. On March 15, 2016, he was arrested together with Dimitri De Stefano, the youngest brother of Paolo De Stefano, in a police operation dubbed Sistema Regio against several ndrina clans in the city. The lawyer Giorgio De Stefano was part of a commission known as the Super Cupola, made up of ndrina white-collar criminals that for over a decade decided on political positions and local and regional government positions in Calabria. The power of the commission reached as far the ex-governor of Calabria and former mayor of Reggio Calabria, Giuseppe Sclappoliti, and national politicians as Johnny Ailmano involved in the Mafia Capitale investigation. The investigation was dubbed Operation Mamma Santissima. According to the police, the secret cupola picked affiliate to be placed in the Italian parliament, and had a decisive role in many electoral appointments in a municipal, provincial and regional level. Notes. References are Lecce, Pino, 1988. Mafia Business. The Mafia Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism, Oxford. Oxford University Press. ISBN 0-19-285197-7. Godson, Roy, 2003. Menace to Society. Political Criminal Collaboration Around the World, Edison, and J. Transaction Publishers. ISBN 0-7658-0502-2. Paoli, Letizia, 2003. Mafia Brotherhoods. Organized Crime, Italian Style, New York, Oxford University Press. ISBN 0-19-515724-9. Review by Klaus von Lamp. Review by Alexandra V. Orlova. Paoli, Letizia, 2004. Organized Crime in Italy. Mafia and Illegal Markets, in Cyril Fidnot and Letizia Paoli, eds. Organized Crime in Europe, Concepts, Patterns and Control Policies in the European Union and Beyond. Springer. ISBN 1-4020-2615-3. Spots. Frederick and Theodore Weiser, 1986. Italy, A Difficult Democracy. A Survey of Italian Politics. Cambridge University Press. ISBN 0-521-31511-5.